Hello, welcome back. Welcome back. For okay, let me put my phone on do not disturb. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. So basically, my phone is going to be going crazy because I put some free stuff outside and posted it in my group in my subdivision, and I do that all the time. I call it the free table. And when I come across stuff in the house that I don't use or something that maybe I impulse bought off of Amazon and never used it or used it maybe like one time, I'll put it out there on the free table, and then people can come and pick it up whenever they want, and I don't charge them for it. I know a lot of people be selling stuff, but today's economy, a lot of people want stuff free. Let's just be honest. We don't want to pay for stuff. We want stuff free because we already ain't got no money. So, it is what it is. But anyway, welcome back. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for stopping by to sit and chat with me for a little while. I'm not talking about anything in particular today. Just sharing a few thoughts. And I notice I say a lot. I guess because I'm trying to get my thoughts together. But just stopped in to expound a little bit more on the channel and what we're going to be doing here. As you know, we are in the middle of relocating to Panama. We are currently scheduled October the 13th with immigration, to get our temporary residency, if I can pull myself together. But yes, we are currently scheduled October the 13th to get our temporary residency. So we're going to take a little trip over to Panama for about a week. Probably go out and look around at some neighborhoods. One of the neighborhoods that I have really been looking at is La Chorrera, specifically a subdivision called Playa Dorada. In La Chorrera, that's where I'm looking at houses or apartments. The city right now is not an option. It depends. I did finally land a job, so I'm excited about that. I'm excited. I'm still looking though, because your girl ain't never satisfied. I mean, I'm satisfied, but that particular job that I did just get, I wanted to get my foot in the door. They are not so much the job, the project that I'm working on is basically, it's independent contracting is basically what it is, but they have several different clients that you can contract for. So the particular client that I got hired for does not allow you to work outside the U.S. So for them, I can't work in Panama, but they have other clients who are not hiring right now that will allow you to work outside the U.S. But you have to get your foot in the door. And it's just really hard to get on with them. A lot of people have been trying, and I tried. This is my third time, and I got it. So I am really excited about that, and I have my foot in the door. And when I was interviewing, I explained to her my situation, and she told me, she was like, just work for this client for 90 days, and then you can look and see if we have openings for someone who does not care about you working outside the U.S. But she did tell me that they work on VPNs anyway. Anytime you access their system, you have to be on a VPN. So I found out today that I actually can work outside of the country while working on a U.S. based project. I'll have to submit a relocation form, and they'll only allow you to work up to 90 days in a rolling 12-month period outside of the country if you're working on a U.S. based project. So hopefully by then I'll have found either a project that will allow me to work outside of the country, or I will have found a job that is remote from anywhere. So I was really excited to find out about that, and that way we can still do our trial run and go forward with our big move in January. So, anyway, right now, we are currently, like I said, we have our appointment scheduled for immigration. The corporation has been set up. We are applying for the Friendly Nations visa. The Friendly Nations visa with corporation is basically going to allow us to have temporary residency for 2 years. I set up a corporation, basically just expanded my U.S. corporation Juicebox Digital to Panama. And so with the Friendly Nations visa corporate route, you open a Panamanian corporation and you operate that corporation within Panama. Of course, pay your taxes in Panama and everything, and they allow you to employ yourself and get a work permit, and that allows you to get temporary residency. So that is the way that we went, and my husband, of course, is my dependent, and we are going that route. You get the temporary residency, you get the temporary visa for 6 months, and then you go back and you get the temporary residency for the remaining year and a half, and then you apply for a permanent residency after that 2 years is up. So that is the route that we have taken, and we are super excited, nervous, but super excited. This is definitely a brand new journey for us. It's not where I saw myself. You know how they ask you that question, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? I did not see myself decluttering my house and getting ready to pack and move to a whole nother country. I did not see that. I mean, God really can throw a curveball in your life. He really can. Like, that never even crossed my mind. I started thinking about relocating, oh gosh, maybe 4, 5. I really started thinking about it, I'm going to say back in 2020 maybe. And then I really started researching it about 4 or 5 years ago. And I'm going to be honest, the first time I brought it to Hugh about moving, oh, he was flat-footed. No, he ain't doing that. Okay, you do a lot of wild stuff, lady, but this is just way too wild. But I have to say, I appreciate him, because even though this, like he said today earlier, he said this would not have been his choice, but he does understand that for mental health reasons and for me to be the best me that I can be, he sees that this is the best option. He saw it for himself when we visited in February, and I feel like that's what helped him make the decision to get on board. And not only just for me, but for him health-wise, I feel like this is going to be a better move. And the way has been paved for us. So we're really excited. Like I said, we've gotten the corp set up. I've got the job. Still looking for another job. I know a lot of people are saying that remote jobs are hard to find, and I will say this, in my experience, since I'm in this boat now, remote jobs are not hard to find if you have a certain skill set. The problem is a lot of people want remote jobs in certain fields that are not remote fields. Healthcare is not a remote field. There is too much around HIPAA to gallivant into another country carrying people's personal health information. So that's why a lot of healthcare jobs are not going to allow you to work overseas. My current job, they will allow you to work remotely internationally for 2 weeks per calendar year. So they do allow you remotely to work in another country, but it's only for a limited amount of time. Now, your girl was gonna push the envelope, but I ain't gonna push it. But I do love my job, and that is one of the things that is making this super hard. The job that I have, y'all, when I tell y'all I applied for that job for 15 years. If anybody knows anything about persistence, it's me. I really wanted to work for this place. I really did. And I applied for this job for 15 years, trying to break in customer service. By the time they hired me in customer service, I was burnt out in customer service, because I've been doing customer service for over 20 years, 25 years to be exact, because I started when Joy was a baby. So I got in the door, customer service, and I was on the phones. And the department that they hired me in, whew, it was something, y'all. It was something. Y'all can be so nasty when y'all calling in to get help from people. I'll just say that. That's going to be my rant for the day. Y'all calling customer service because you need help, and then you decide to call and be nasty because you think that that's going to get you what you want. And that's just, I don't know. But I digress, because I would do my best to de-escalate my customers. Because for one, I can't hear you when you're mad, because all you're doing is yelling and screaming and cussing. I don't hear that. I hear calm. So if you can't talk to me calm, I can't hear you. But, it is what it is. So anyway, I moved from that department and I moved to another department where I was more so dealing with senior citizens. That was more my speed, because y'all know I love my oldie goldies. Y'all know I love them oldie goldies. So I started dealing with them, but I was still on the phones. I was tired of talking. And then I decided to start vlogging. Yeah, right. Make that make sense. But I don't know. I had a wonderful manager who, y'all, she is top tier. She is top tier, and she was like the best. My very first manager when I started this job and that manager have been the best managers I have ever had. My manager now is good. But if you hear Hugh in the background, y'all, he watching the game. So just, if you hear him hollering and screaming, just don't even worry about it. But anyway, my manager now, well, then she knew that I was burned out. When we would have our one-on-one coaching sessions, she could hear it. And she started looking around for positions that were opening in the company that did not require being on phones. And she found me a position as a data analyst. Now, y'all, I ain't never been a data analyst a day in my life. Never took a class on it, nothing. And a lot of times we see these positions and we feel like we can't, we feel like we don't fit the job description. When I tell you, I read the job description for the job that I currently work, and I was like, I don't fit none of this. I don't have any of these qualifications, but they trained me to do the job. And every metric on that job, I'm hitting after they trained me. So a lot of times they ask for these qualifications and stuff, but do you need them all the time? No, not really. So I say, with remote job seeking, apply for the job. Apply for the job, because 9 times out of 10, there's something that you did on another job that matches the skill set that they're looking for. It may not be, like, for instance, a lot of jobs ask for, a lot of like customer support jobs ask for experience with Zendesk. Okay, maybe you didn't use Zendesk, but maybe you used a platform like Zendesk. If you've ever done email ticketing, you've used Zendesk-like software. So apply for the job. ChatGPT is your friend. put the job description in Chat GPT and tell Chat GPT to tailor your resume to fit that job description using your skills. Tell them to highlight any skills you have that match that job description. That's what I did. But the remote jobs are out there. I'm still looking because I want one that's it's not necessarily that you need the benefits, because I've been watching the healthcare vlogs for Panama. So the benefits is not something that I'm so much looking for as much as just the income. Because like I said, I want to make sure that we are financially stable before we make the permanent move. We have irons in the fire, but I just like to be extra comfortable. I do not personally want my husband to have to go back to work. That's just me. I enjoy my husband being at home with me every day. A lot of folks get tired of their man being around them. I don't get tired. No. I would rather he be at home. And I was ecstatic. I know he was sad, because guys, they want to work. They want to get up, they want to go, they want to do something. But I was happy that he was going to be staying at home every day. It makes me more comfortable. I feel like it's been a tremendous help with my anxiety. I feel like I'm getting out way more than I used to when he was working. I'm vlogging on YouTube. That says a lot right there. And let me tell you, I had a YouTube channel where I was going to try to showcase my daily life with anxiety, depression, and bipolar, and my new diagnosis of ADD. Child, we ain't even gonna get into that because that's a whole nother vlog. But yeah, one thing that I am trying to do, and this actually relocating has actually helped me to do that. I'm trying to learn how to start one task and finish it, complete it. Being diagnosed with ADD at the age of 49, y'all don't even understand. When you finally realize the noise that was in your brain, what it was, why you couldn't finish a task, why you kept starting so many things and stopping, it was a struggle to get through nursing school. It really was. I am surprised that I did make it through nursing school. I really am. I'm not surprised that I'm not in nursing, but I'm surprised that I made it through nursing school, only to find out that I don't think nursing was my thing. I think nursing was my parents' thing for me. It wasn't my thing. Did I like it? Absolutely. I loved it. I loved what I was doing. When I was nursing, I did love psych nursing. I loved geriatric nursing. So I did find my niche in nursing. But was nursing my thing? It was not. My thing has been customer service, oddly enough. I love helping people. And I feel like this has been my thing for a long time, because back in the day when we had, the telephones that was on the wall at the house that actually rang, I used to answer my house phone. I guess I was like maybe 12, 13 years old. I used to answer the phone. There was this realty company called Johnson, Raston, Hayes. Now, if you live in the South in Alabama, you know them as Realty South. But they used to be Johnson, Raston, Hayes. And I would answer the phone. Johnson, Raston, Hayes, this is Rachel. How may I direct your call? And so my dad would look at me. He was like, why are you answering my phone, Johnson, Raston, Hayes? This is not Johnson, Raston, Hayes. I don't know why I would answer the phone, Johnson, Raston, Hayes. And I don't know why I'm looking at Johnson, Raston, Hayes. I really don't to this day. But I will answer the phone. Johnson, Raston, Hayes, this is Rachel. How may I help you? So I believe from then I knew that customer service was my thing, and I worked customer service. So yeah, I fast forwarded through that part because I kind of went on a little rant there about customer service, and yeah, that was kind of, well, let's just say we gonna stick with the high vibrations over here. Okay. Anyway, back to this job search thing. So y'all, don't be discouraged. Get out there and, well, I was real country just then, but don't be discouraged. Get out there and keep applying. Um, those websites like Fiverr and Upwork, I know a lot of people have mentioned them, and they are good. They are good. I'll just say that they are good. You got to know how to use them, though. You really got to know how to use them, because I've got several interview invitations on Upwork. I really have. I've gotten maybe at least about 4 or 5, but then you don't hear anything back once you submit the proposal. So I don't know if it's something that I'm doing wrong. I'm so traditional. I really just fill out an application online, wait for an interview, this, that, and the third. But outside of that, the only thing right now that I'm doing is decluttering, and y'all did not tell me that the decluttering process was so freaking emotional. Anyway, y'all, when I got through decluttering this office, just this small space, I had a contractor's bag. Y'all know how big contractor bags are. I had a contractor bag full of stuff. Just stuff. And I was like, telling myself, now Rachel, you know better than this. This is ridiculous. How are you just sitting here on all this stuff, just sitting on it? Just, how are you even functioning? And like, my desk was just, you touch something and a mountain of other stuff fall. And you come in here and you sit down and you work like that every day, and you wonder why your life's so chaotic and why it seems like you always all over the place. And it's because your space is cluttered. So my mind was cluttered too, and I couldn't focus. I couldn't do nothing. So I got my office together, because I had already did the room like that like a few months back. Well, not a few months, maybe a few weeks ago. I got in the room one Saturday, and I just took the entire Saturday. Now the office didn't take me long, but that room took me, and I still got to do the closet. I just did the room. I still have so many clothes that I gotta go through, and because I don't need all them clothes in Panama, I ain't going nowhere. When I go to Panama, when I tell y'all I'm gonna embrace the manana mentality, I'm gonna embrace it, honey. I'm gonna put my arms around it. I'm gonna pull it in close, and I'm gonna hold on tight to it, because I'm just there for the peace. I'm a intermingle with a lot of people. I'm so ready to meet my Butler Brigade family. I'm ready. I'm a brigader. Yes. So that's my shout out for today. My Butler Brigade, them butlers. But yes, I am so excited. I'm so ready. I'm not fixing to get into like all of the legalities and stuff. I mean, I'm not gatekeeping anything. So if y'all have questions, of course I'll answer them. But y'all, I ain't none of these professional vloggers out here putting out this information. I'm not a relocation consultant. I'm not none of that. I'm just a person who got on YouTube just like you are now. And I started watching people like them butlers. Lisa Donnelly. Oh, y'all, let me tell y'all about her. I love her spirit. She is such a beautiful person, but that's not what I mean. But she is a beautiful person. I love her videos. So if y'all, I think her channel is Navigating Expat Life. But if y'all can, go find her channel. Well, she has some of the most inspirational videos. Her Let's Talk Friday sessions, oh my God. They are refreshing. She really talks about some great topics, and it's just her voice is so soothing, and it just really puts you in a peaceful state where you can just really just sit there and just meditate all through her videos. She's really a lovely person, and I enjoy watching her content. She's my go-to when I've had a rough day and I just want to kind of come down. I go to Lisa's channel and I watch her content because she's very calming um, to watch. But yeah, like I said, I'm not a professional vlogger. I'm just on here. I'm not, this is not my job. This is not what I do. This is literally something I do for fun. This is something that me and my husband are just doing because we just want to share. Everybody is like, this is the climate that we live in. Everybody shares their life. Because people are interested. They want to know. They want to know, what do y'all really do? Because when I tell y'all, people have such warped views about stuff nowadays, that it takes seeing something in real life for you to believe it. I tell you, real life, I was in here just this morning, and I was doing some straightening, changing some stuff around, and had my headphones on. I was listening to my worship playlist on Spotify, and Tamala will take you there every time. And y'all, before I knew it, she took me there. And so, it's like, a lot of times people think stuff like that is staged. And when I tell you that was staged, because I truly and honestly, I forgot that camera was on. Like right now, I just thought about, I left my camera, my other camera is actually running in the background behind us. And if y'all see me looking off, I'm sorry. I keep looking away from the camera. I'm looking at this thing that keeps scrolling across my screen. But I got my other camera that I normally use, and it's behind me and it's running, but I forgot that it was running. I didn't even turn it off. So sometimes I just come in and I set my camera up and I just turn it on and I just let it run, and I will forget that the camera is running. And that's when you capture those real raw moments that are not staged, that are not scripted, that are not rehearsed. And you get to see somebody's real life. And that's what people want to see, oddly enough. And we watch that, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, I mean, if it interests you to see how another person lives, something that they do might inspire you. The way they live might inspire you to, maybe you want to change a certain way that you live, and you see somebody else living a certain way, and you want to live like that. You want to know how they got to that point. And they vlog their life to show you how they got to that point, If you had told me, like I said, 5-10 years ago, that I would be moving to Panama, I would have told you, yeah, right. But one thing about my life, I believe in speaking over my life. When I want something to manifest, I believe in speaking it. And when I speak it in faith that it's already done. And so I started speaking that we were moving. I started speaking that everything was going to fall in place. I even spoke that my husband was not going to have to work anymore. As for me, I enjoy working, and I don't mind, continuing to work for as long as I can. But for him, he was having some issues that I felt like, okay, work is exacerbating this, and you don't want to mess up your quality of life. So let's just go ahead and let this go, So that way you can work on yourself. You can enjoy life and just, go from there. And so that's what happened. And so he is now happily retired, and I'm happy because, like I said, I love having him at home every day, not having to get up and go to work and all of that stuff. So it is what it is. But I am not going to hold you guys. I have got some editing to do. When I tell you, I absolutely love video editing now. It's something that another thing I learned about myself that I didn't know. When I tell y'all I am 49 years old and I'm just learning about myself. That's a whole nother vlog again. A whole nother vlog for another day. But I am learning that I love video editing. It is so much fun. But I thank you guys so much. If you are still sticking by me so far, thank you so much for tuning in. Do please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Tell somebody else and let them tell somebody else so that we can all be here together. And I don't have like a little catchy phrase, tagline just yet. But if y'all have ideas, throw them in the comments and we'll check it out and see. I don't know. I'm still creating. So, and don't worry, Hugh's going to join me on some of these vlogs. And we're going to sit down and talk to you guys together. Talk about what we're doing. We love our patio sessions. That's what we call patio sessions, where we sit outside. I won't have my little fancy studio set up, but it is what it is. So I will see you guys later. You guys take care, and I'll see you in the next vlog.